5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly sunny and muggy good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne broadcasting at Radio Center, along with Matthew Lester and Lakin Du Russell as we enjoy the day today. We'll probably get a little bit of a shower this afternoon, and then it looks like the weekend is onward and upward. Temperatures, yeah, that applies, and sunshine, plenty of it. Looks like it'll be a very nice weekend to get out and do some things, whatever you'd like, because it will be a summer-like weekend. Hopefully you'll be close to some water or your favorite beverage and be able to sit back, relax, and enjoy. For those of you who've got a little bit of work to do, it may be a good idea to pace yourself. Not so much on Saturday, but on Sunday. Temperatures are really going to begin to rev up a little bit. Matthew, right now, what do you have on the thermometer?
Currently, over at the airport, it's mostly sunny at 84. Over in Midland, it's also mostly sunny at 84. Here, Radio Center, it's mostly sunny at 85. We have southwest winds at 18, gusting up to 28 miles per hour, and our pressure's at 29.92, and it's steady.
We've been taking a look at some radar stuff going on over the last hour or so, and we don't really see anything in the way of threatening weather here in the Lower Peninsula. But as we go into the afternoon, there is going to be the chance of seeing some shower activity move in. For once, as Matthew said, we do have a breeze. It has been gusting out of the southwest, and that will continue as we go into the afternoon. All of that because of a low-pressure system, which is in the eastern sections, northeastern sections of Wisconsin. That low is going to be crossing the straits, the extreme northern tip of the Lower Peninsula. We're on the south side of it, the warm side of it. And that's the reason why we have a southwest wind. Eventually, what's going to happen is that low, it does have a warm front ahead of it. And obviously, we are in that warm front area. You take a look at, let's say, Alpena right now. They're not at the warm front area. Currently, it is 66 degrees there, 70 degrees in Sheboygan. Looking at temperatures, Harbor Springs at 72, Rogers City at 65, Pellston at 69. Then all across the Upper Peninsula, we have temperatures right around 60 degrees, maybe a little bit cooler. And I checked, this is not a typo. Currently, Copper Harbor, 46 degrees. So quite a difference, almost 40 degrees difference between Copper Harbor and southern Michigan. So that obviously is a good reason why there is going to be a chance of some shower activity moving in as we go into the afternoon. But it is going to move out in systematic order. So a little bit later on this afternoon and early this evening, we might not get rid of the clouds right away, but we will get rid of the shower activity. So give or take about 4 hours or so, whether it's 2 or 3 up until about 6 or 7, that's more than likely going to be the best chance of seeing any thunderstorm activity move through, because that front will be working its way through, and by sunset it should be just east of Michigan. In a nutshell, we're going to be looking at a high pressure system that's going to be behind all this. Right now it's in southern Minnesota, and that high is helping push that front through rather rapidly, so it's not going to linger for any length of time, which is good for us. So clouds, sun, especially an increase in the clouds as we go into the afternoon. Some of you did pick up a little bit of a shower earlier this morning, but the majority of that shower activity was situated over northern parts of Michigan, the Upper Peninsula, in the extreme northern tip of the Lower Peninsula. Again, that was during the early morning hours of this morning. And also some spotty stuff south of I-69. But all of that, as I said, had moved off rather rapidly. Some of you might have saw the back porch get a little bit damp. We did have some light shower activity move through as we ran into 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock this morning. So chance of some thunder showers as we go into the afternoon, but it's not going to ruin your evening by any stretch. We'll have some clouds, some clearing. Skies are going to clear off of the clouds by right around midnight or so. 65 for a low tonight. We'll have a west breeze tonight, about 7-8 miles per hour, so a very pleasant evening Sun will set this evening at 9:22, rise tomorrow morning at 5:57. Tomorrow, we're not going to have to worry about any wind. It'll be partly cloudy to start, but then mostly sunny as we go through the day. 81, that's average for this time of the year. That's going to be our projected high. We'll have a northwest breeze, about 7-8 miles per hour. Again, a function of that high pressure system with the clockwise circulation pulling some cooler air, but not cold air over the state. Tomorrow night will drop down to 62 for a low, mostly clear skies. We'll resume a southwest breeze, but it'll be variable. If it is southwest, it'll be 5 miles per hour or less. And moving into the second half of the weekend, Sunday, mostly sunny skies. We'll have a southwest breeze, 10 to 12 miles per hour, so it'll be picking up a little bit. 90 is going to be our projected high for Sunday, 73 for a low on Sunday night. The chances of precipitation will increase as we go into the late night and the early morning hours on Monday. Monday is going to be more of an unsettled day. Once again, a chance of showers. They'll be spotty as we go through the day. Temperature on Monday, 88 degrees for a high, 62 for a low on Monday night with clearing skies. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, very little, if any, chance of precipitation during those days, mid-80s, low 80s by the tail end of the work week next week. But we'll be running a little bit above normal on those temperatures. Very little, as I said, any chance of precipitation. We're going to have the clear skies and the mild weather conditions because of a high pressure system over Iowa, and that's going to stay. Keep us out of the precipitation pattern for a few days in a row. Record high in this state is 100. That was set back in 1933 and tied in 1971. The record low, 46, set in 1926. And a year ago today, it was a chilly day. 73 was our high, 54 was our low a year ago on the 27th of June. No precipitation at all. Incidentally, the warmest ever, 27th, 1933, 100 was our high, 68 was our low, and the coldest ever, you got to go back 100 years, 1925. Again, that long-range outlook, temperatures pretty close to normal, maybe a little bit above, and that's going to take us at least through the first 10 days of the month of July. Precipitation pattern, about average, maybe just a tad above. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by today, Matthew, who do we have?
Coming up next, we have Kevin Pike from Star of the West, and we also have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
But before we get to them, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrien Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Farm Service brought to you today by the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. Remember, they are licensed to serve all of Michigan with both conventional and organic crop insurance, which is good news because risk management is key. When it comes to working with a Sarr agency, they can protect you against the bad things and help you take advantage of the good. All you got to do is give them a call. You can reach their agents directly on their cell phones for questions or emergencies, or call the office. Give the office a call in Reese at 989-868-4722. The Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. Before we get to our markets, I want to just chat real briefly here about the folks at Roof Max. I've been telling you all about those folks, and I'm telling you for a very good reason, because I had them do the work for me. I really didn't need to worry, I thought, about my roof, but given the fact of the weather, whether it's a hailstorm, whether it's high winds, whatever the case may be, you always have to wonder, especially when that roof is approaching 20 years, might be a good idea to have it checked. And in some cases, you might find a leak here and there. So I had the guys at Roof Max come over, Ben in particular. I gave him a call. I said, I need to have you just take a look at my roof. And he said, not a problem. I don't charge for it. So he came over, walked around up on the roof, told me, he says, you really don't need a new roof. There's a couple of areas that I probably should patch, put a little asphalt on it, whatever the tar, whatever the case may be. He says, but you could probably get at least a lot more years on this roof if I apply the Roof Max formula. And then he told me all the benefits about it. Quite frankly, it's revolutionary. It restores the flexibility and extends the life of the roof, saving you thousands of dollars and a big headache. And of course, I didn't have any leaks, and I won't have any, more than likely, for several years to come. Maintaining your equipment is just like maintaining your roof. It needs care too. And Roof Max delivers. And Ben, he can take care of it for you. His crew is second to none when it comes to keeping things easy, clean, quick on, quick off. That's the way it works. AskBenHow.com is where you should go to have it checked, to give Ben the high sign that you want to have him come out and take a look at your roof. 989-859-6751. That's the telephone number. Again, 989-859-6751. And Ben will take care of you, because remember, a little care today will save you a whole lot more tomorrow. Roof Max, AskBenHow.com. We say good morning to Kevin over at Star of the West. Hey, it's Kevin. It's been kind of a rough week on the markets. Are we trying to restore a little confidence here, or what's going on?
Yeah, good morning to you too. Yeah, it seems like today we're seeing a little bit of a dead cat bounce after just getting battered these last 5 days.
And as far as probably the ones that have been taking the hit the most, I would imagine the wheat has really been having a problem, because wheat harvest is progressing along in the central part of the country, isn't it?
Yeah, we've seen the wheat harvest progress there, and over in the Black Sea and European markets too, we've seen the wheat harvest start there.
Now, as far as the corn goes, obviously the corn loves this type of weather. It's been really growing fast. So, I mean, given all the growing factors so far, there's a good reason why the markets are taking the hit that they're taking. But I understand we've got a government report coming out the end of the month on on Monday?
Yep, on Monday, on June 30th. Yep.
And that has a tendency to correct some of the numbers and figures that the USDA has given us in the past.
Yeah. Hopefully, we see a good report there. The main concern, I feel like, with that report is going to be the Brazilian crop. There's reports saying that there could be over 150 million metric tons of corn, which is 20 million metric tons more than last WASDE estimate there.
Oh, well, I was going to say, the last time I looked, I thought corn was doing okay, but like you say, dead cat bounce. The word keeps coming out about those increase down there. Corn might take a pretty heavy hit come Monday.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Soybeans, they seem to be doing pretty good right now all across the country.
Yeah. There's a slight bump there after the U.S. and China trade deal. Unfortunately, there was no ag talk with that deal, but the growing conditions are remain ideal with the record yield is attainable with the weather, if the weather cooperates these next 2 months.
So at this stage of the game, we're just kind of treading water. At least our head is above water right now, is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right now on the board in Frankenmuth, what do you have?
Yeah, on the board here, we have cash and new crop wheat is up 2 at 524 on the white, 444 on the red. Cash corn is up 2 at 351. New crop is up 3 at 359, and cash soybeans is up 8 at 945, and new crop is up 8 at 945.
That's a nice move on the soys. I would imagine some producers should probably be contacting you about some of the futures contracts right now.
Yeah. I'm I'm looking forward to it.
All righty. Well, you have a nice weekend, Kevin.
All right. Thank you. You too.
You bet. Thank you so much over at Star of the West. Let's slide over to Oppenheimer. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining us right now. The market report brought to you by Thumb Bank, working with agriculture since 1895. They're in Freeland. They've got 13 locations throughout the Thumb and the Great Lakes Bay areas, so check them out. They can help you out because obviously farming has a whole lot of challenges out there, and Thumb Bank helps keep up with the changes as well as industry trends and the changes in your operation. Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust. Market report also brought to you by Steiner Tractor. New parts for old tractors made easy. I mean, really easy. 800-234-3280 or go to their website at steinertractor.com. And they want all of you interested in those antique tractors to mark down on your calendar July the 11th, 12th, and 13th. That's when the Midland Old Tractor Club is going to be having their event over on Meridian Road. And we'll have a lot more information on that. And, of course, we'll be broadcasting from there as well, brought to you by Steiner Tractor. Doug Klein, good morning.
Good morning.
What are we looking at now?
Inflation came in hot today, so that really buried precious metals. Gold, $65, platinum, $57, silver, 58 cents. So that's going on. Still got the momentum, hot momentum in the stock market. The Qs hit a new high today. The SPYs hit a new high today. The Dow Jones is working on it. So up another 0.6% on the stock market. Same old on who's hitting new highs. It's all the tech guys hitting new highs. Not a lot of new lows today. So I guess the rising tide is floating all boats, so to speak. So here's your numbers. The July corn is 412.5, up 3 cents. December corn 424.25, up 3 1/4. July soybeans 1027, up 4 1/4. The November soybeans 1024 3/4, up 8 1/4. The July wheat is 525.5, up 4 1/2, and December wheat 563, up 3 1/4. Crude oil pretty flat, 65.15, down 9 cents. Heating oil, $2.29, down 7 cents. Gasoline, $2.06.34, down 3.5 cents. Natural gas is $3.70, that's up 14.8 cents. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, US dollar buys $1.3655 Canadian, that's up 15 ticks. The dollar buys 144.64 yen, up 27 ticks. The euro's at 117.28, up another 29 ticks. And the dollar's at 97.21, that's up 6 ticks. Gold's at $32.69.90, down $64. Silver's $36.01, down 58 cents. Platinum's at $13.42.30, down 57.50. Copper's at $5.11.5, down a half a penny.
Not much move there.
Not at all.
All right. Well, you have a nice weekend.
Thanks.
Stay cool,
You
okay?
too. Oh, no problem there.
Talk to you on Monday. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain. They've got a whole selection of products from Sure Crop and Nature's that'll increase your yields, Mr. Farmer. And if you need some posting done, herbicide application, might not be a bad idea to get in contact with them. And of course, Vic Huffer is there with answers to some of the questions you might have. Remember, serving you is their business, and they've been doing it since 1983. That's Freeland Bean and Grain. A lot of activity, a lot of flurry of activity going on in Washington, D.C. Of course, a lot of anticipation to 4th of July, which is a week from today. Lake and do Russell right now. And Lakin, I understand that there's some work that has to be done before the holiday hits.
Yes, there is. Agricultural and small businesses, farms, and ranches await the Senate's move on President Trump's core tax bill by July 4th. Eric Pfeiffer has the report.
It's crunch time for the Senate, taking up its version of the House-passed reconciliation budget, including improved reference prices, crop insurance coverage, and business tax breaks.
We lowered tax rates for owners of small and medium-sized businesses, farms, and ranches, and made it easier for them to recover the cost of investing in their businesses, which in turn freed up cash for them to invest in their operations and their workers.
Majority Leader John Thune there, pointing to a couple, including the pass-through deduction many producers take on their individual returns.
The Section 199A small business tax deduction and full expensing for new capital investment in domestic research and development. Our legislation will permanently extend these key provisions.
It does the same for the immediate expensing of farm and other equipment, plus a doubling of the estate tax exemption and survival of the 45Z biofuels credit. However, the Senate would scale back SNAP by some $80 billion. Senate Democrats leader Chuck Schumer says the bill, based on nonpartisan scoring, still costs more than it generates in economic growth.
Even after you take into account any impacts, any economic impacts, the so-called dynamic scoring created by the Republican bill, it is still a loser for working and middle-class families. Only the wealthy gain.
But Thune argues another independent review shows the bill produces more revenue than it costs, with lower tax rates and higher wages for all incomes, but the opposite if current law isn't extended. And for farmers, it means a modernized safety net and greater tax certainty.
Eric Pfeiffer with Michigan Ag Today. The bill strengthens the agricultural safety net through extensions of key commodity support programs, crop insurance, and investments in conservation programs. And for dairy producers, the bill enhances the dairy margin coverage program by increasing Tier 1 coverage eligibility from 5 million to 6 million pounds per farm.
Very interesting. Lakin, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Well, I tell you what, we've got Chuck Cervinsky on the line with us right now. Chuck, good morning. How are you?
Hey, really good on this sunny Friday, a little bit warmer.
Yeah, a little bit warmer. Our lawns have been kind of here and there, some of them showing a little bit of stress, others still holding their green. Let's talk a little bit about fertilizing that lawn.
Yeah, now's the time to give that lawn some food to help it get through these long summer days, and feeding your lawn some turf blaster from Morgan Composting could be just the ticket to having a better lawn this summer. It's a liquid lawn food that will boost your lawn in the summer months and keep those grass roots nice and healthy. It's got iron in it to help keep the nice green color, as well as kelp for root development and disease resistance, which is rather important. And the nice thing about Turf Blaster, you can apply it every few weeks throughout the summer. And we've got that available in both ready-to-use quarts, in a hose-on sprayer, and also in a gallon size. And if you want a granular option, we can take care of that too with Morgan Composting Safe Green Lawn, and we've got that available in 25-pound bags.
Just real quick, as far as our flowers go in the pots, some of them have been stressed a little bit. Any suggestions?
Yep, we've got a couple of things for that. We've got Bloom Blaster from Morgan's, which is a liquid fertilizer, hose-on sprayer, real easy to apply. And then we also have the Healthy Garden, which you and I have both used in the past and have had good results. And that's just a granular product that you sprinkle in your flower pots or hanging baskets and give it a little water, and it really produces good results.
Yeah, it sure does, especially if you've got geraniums. I mean,
oh, yeah.
It brings them back to life.
It does, and it really makes the foliage on the plant a lot greener, too.
Oh, it sure does. Hours, Chuck?
We're here Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., and we're closed on Sundays now.
Have a great weekend, Chuck.
We'll talk to you next week.
Talk to you next week. Lakin, let's chat a little bit about the upcoming 4th of July holiday. We're all going to be eating pretty good. Are we going to save some money this year?
Well, not quite. Families celebrating the 4th of July holiday continue to find high prices at the grocery store based on the 2025 American Farm Bureau Federation Annual Market Basket Survey, averaging $7.09 per person. The 2025 will be the second highest food cost since Farm Bureau began the survey in 2023. The survey shows an increase in the cost of beef, potato salad, and canned pork and beans, while there are declines in the cost of pork chops, chips, and hamburger buns.
I was just taking a look at the Mercantile Exchange, and cattle prices are up anywhere from $2 to almost $4 right now on the Merc. So that's got to mean beef prices are going to be working their way up yet.
Yeah, that is true.
And evidently we've got a little problem as far as our cattle herd is concerned. They're trying to rebuild it right now. So that's one of the reasons why. We'll take a break and be right back.
When it comes to strength, reliability, and performance, nothing beats a PowerLift hydraulic door. Built right here in Marlette, Michigan, our custom hydraulic doors are designed for your toughest jobs. Agriculture, aviation, commercial, and more, the price we give is an installed price, and you'll deal with one point of contact from start to finish. To schedule your PowerLift door consultation, call 989-635-8017 or visit PowerLiftDoorsMI.com. PowerLift Hydraulic Doors of Michigan. When you need it done right, we lift you above the rest.
That is going to be coming up July the 11th, 12th, and 13th. More information on that as we approach. Back at 12:30 with an update. Now we conclude with the playing of our national anthem, brought to you by Euclid Avenue Coin in Bay City.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw.